Ever find yourself starting a new thing and quitting it over and over and over again, losing your spark way too fast, and thinking to yourself, I'm a failure, I can't do a thing, I can't stick with anything, but not for too long. Today you came across with the video that is going to transform the way you do things and how do you keep being consistent over and over again. Even in those days you're extremely tired and you feel like sleeping, scrolling on your phone, you're not going to do with the tips I'm going to mention. And watch till the end, because the last one is the most important one, and if you don't utilize it, you won't be able to remove all the distractions and all the things that actually matter and can change it all for the better. Social media. It seems so obvious, yet it's so sin. We think that social media is so harmful. We open like Instagram, I'll scroll for 5 minutes, or I have a lunch break, I'll scroll. But the thing is, you don't let your brain to wander. And not only that, but also your brain is literally fried. Like you literally turn off and mindlessly scroll, another dopamine hit, and then another video. Not only your attention span decreases, but also it causes you, instead of spending 5 minutes, you're like, oh, now it's 6 minutes. Let me do it for a little longer. And then it goes on and on and on, and the cycle repeats by itself. So what can you do about it? You now address the problem. You see this is a problem. What do you do about it? You promise yourself you will put your phone off, but you can't. Here's what I do and what you can do as well. Maybe that's gonna work. Most certainly that's gonna help you to reduce your screen time overall. So here's the thing. You put a timer on any other device besides your phone. So for example, you're scrolling on your phone and you put a timer on your computer. Preferably your computer is far away from you, so that you have to stand up and actually consciously put your phone down and turn off your timer and go do the thing you wanna do. That's the easiest part, because if you put a timer on your phone, you just sneeze it, stop it, and then continue doing scrolling, and then it doesn't work. And you're like, all those life hacks are BS. No, it's just you have to utilize it better, and that's it. All of those things, they actually work if you do it the right way. Also, if you do find yourself scrolling and you're like, I got actually some responsibilities to do, like I have to go for running, I have to go to school, I have a school project, whatever, just put that away and say, I'll continue scrolling after I finish this. And then you finish whatever the task is in front of you, and then you again want to open your Instagram or any social media, and then you say, I'll do that task, and then I'll do scrolling. And then you keep postponing scrolling, and then you realize, oh, I haven't been scrolling today. That's great. I've been very productive. And then the cycle goes on and on. We usually use it in reverse, like in negative. I'll do the cleaning after 5 minutes. But what if you do completely the opposite? Then you suddenly become a master of productivity, and you do more, you show up, you become consistent with what you say, what you do, and your life just becomes better. The reason people quit what they start is that they give a pause way too early. Hear me out. When you start doing something new, like learning a language, let's say it's Chinese, you learned Chinese. Day 1, you've done the task. Day 2, good job. Day 3, perfect. And day 4, you decide, I'll prioritize gym, whatever. You stop, you skipped. Then the other day, I have work and I'm pretty tired, and you skip. And then you don't have it, so day 7, you do it again. And you're like, yeah, I'm back in the game. Guess what? Because you weren't consistent with those 2 days, you are less likely to do it again. Like, They usually say maximum of 1 to 2 days you give a break for the new thing that you start doing. If you read the book Atomic Habits, that's what it claims, don't miss more than 2. And 2 is already pretty bad, so I would say don't miss more than 1. You are really less likely to do day 7 because you already skipped day 5 and 6, and especially in the beginning when the habit is very new. And it's best if you do whatever you are doing, if it's something new, do it for 21 days in a row to form a habit of doing that thing. And if you have to skip for some reason, my recommendation is not to skip more than 1 day. And then get back. Get back and try to stay as long as you can on the game. And keep being consistent. And then again, some problem, like how I do it, sometimes I do it everything in a row. So let's say 50, 60, 70 days, I go and I'm consistent with whatever I'm doing. And then suddenly I really feel very, very bad, like sick, and I give myself 3 days in a row, like not doing the thing, because I was consistent for 70 days. I know that not doing it for 3 days will not suddenly make me not want to do that thing. Like 70 days is a long period of time and you already got the habit of it. Even when you're sick, you would want to do it habitually. So this is really good. So I was waking up at 4 a.m. for 8 to 9 months, and here and there, sometimes I wouldn't go to sleep at 7:45 p.m. because I need to meet with somebody. I would talk with my friend, but that wouldn't be so often. So regardless, the next night, the next day, I can again go early and wake up early at 4 a.m. No problem. But if I started skipping way too early and giving those pauses way too early, then it wouldn't work out. My sleeping schedule would be a mess. I would feel myself very bad. So it wouldn't be great at all. So you just have to follow this simple rule. If you are consistent for long enough, you can also take a longer break, 2-3 days. Of course, it's not like, oh, if I was consistent for 100 days, I may not be consistent for the next week. Unless you were hit by the car or something, then yeah, but if not, then why skip it? Of course, go as far as you can. You may not even skip it at all. But one day you will need to skip 2 days, then perfect. Just try to stay as consistent as you possibly can. Of course, as time goes by, those thoughts cross your mind to quit and not to do that thing. So for example, I'm personally running and I run long distance. I run for hours, and often I think about quitting and questioning what I'm doing, whether it's worth it or not. And it's really difficult in those moments not to quit. And one thing I do not to quit what I'm doing is to focus on the present and on the next step. I am not thinking about finishing it. I am thinking about going a little bit more. And with that a little bit more, I keep not quitting that thing. And also little rewards help out a lot. I'm not a big fan of doing some rewards, but here and sometimes I do, quite rarely. So I guess I hit some number in views. Yeah, it was 1,000 views overall in my YouTube channel, and I went to the cinema to celebrate this big event. Yes, for me it's a really big event, so maybe it's ridiculous number for you guys, but I put so much effort and I was so happy that around 1,000 people overall watched in my videos, my shorts, long videos and so on. So I went and celebrated it, but usually I don't celebrate anything. And now I found a way to celebrate. So for example, buy some interesting food that I've never tried in Asian store. You can try that as well, whatever inspires you, but try not to harm yourself while doing it. So some of the Asian snacks I saw there are not that unhealthy. And the cinema movie, I'm learning about cinematography. So it's really useful way to spend your time and reward yourself at the same time. I was taking notes and stuff. You don't have to be like me and necessarily find the healthy way of celebrating. You can celebrate however you wish to do it. So, but just remember about your achievements, celebrate, reward yourself, and keep going no matter what. I think it is kind of a mistake to keep going without ever noticing your achievements and not taking time to appreciate and be grateful for it, because you keep going and then eventually you burn out and you're like, so it's still not what I wanted, but come on, you've got so much more. Yes, this might be not the end goal, but you already made such a progress and you don't realize it because you don't celebrate it. So celebrate your achievements more. This one is gonna blow your mind. So of course you have to be disciplined, and I already have a video about discipline. You can find it in the description below. But even if you're disciplined, you have to have good time management skills. Let me explain. So you see, if you manage your time poorly, even you have discipline, and if you're not aware that time goes, like let's say you're scrolling, you don't realize it's been 1 hour you're scrolling. Poor time management, right? You keep scrolling. If you're not even aware of it, you can't even use discipline to stop doing the task, because you first have to be aware. And in order to be aware of your time, you have to manage your time. Every day, use a calendar. I know it is pretty boring, complicated, but I learned it the hard way. I learned it the hard way that planning every day is really, really important. It doesn't mean like minute to minute, but of course, when planning, give some space and stuff like that. If you want me to film a video about how to plan your day, week, months, your life, then comment down below, film a video about calendar. So if you want to learn about management, click here to check out the video how to manage your time better and for the